Hi there, everyone. This is Mark from understandingyour401k.com, and we have another educational screencast here for you today. It's titled Mutual Fund Research using Yahoo Finance. So this is something that we'd hope that you guys would be doing when you're taking a look at investments within your 401k. The fund fact sheets that should be available through your employer also have this information, but today we want to show you kind of how it looks through Yahoo Finance. So today's topic, again, we're going to get into the profile section of this example fund, which we're going to use today is the Vanguard 500 Index. We're going to take a look at that through Yahoo Finance. And really, we hope today's goals are that you figure out or learn three things. So where to find this information, that's key. Secondly, why it's important. And then thirdly, we're going to go through all 7 sections of the profile, and we hope that at the end of it that you have a good understanding of what each section is, what information you can get from it. So let's get started. Let me bring up my browser here. To get to Yahoo Finance, you're simply going to go to the yahoo.com homepage, and on the left-hand side they have a few links to some other sub-pages that they have here. So the finance link is currently the 4th one on my homepage. It may be different from you, so you may have to search, but once you find it, just click it and it's going to take you to their finance page. This is their main finance page, and where I need you to input some information is up here in the top left hand corner where it says enter a symbol. The symbol that I would like you to enter is V as in Victory, F as in Frank, I as in Indian, N as in Nancy, X as in Xavier, and that's the Vanguard 500 Index Fund. So once you click through there, it's going to give you the primary summary screen here. It's going to give you current values, whether it was up or down for today, and then a long-term trend on how it's performed over, in this case, a yearly period. On the left-hand side here, there's a sub-chapter list here. So what I need you to do is come down to about 3/4 of the way down and find the fund title, and the first link underneath of it is the profile. So go ahead and click that. So this opens up the Vanguard 500 Index Fund Profile sheet. All right. So why is this important? This profile section. All right. It's important for a couple different reasons. It clarifies a lot of information. That information includes who is the fund family, what fund category does it fall into, how much in total net assets does the fund have, year-to-date returns, the Morningstar ranking, and then there's a few other things that they take a look at as well that are important. But to get started, the first section here is the fund overview section. All right, and before we get into any of that, I want you to remember to always look at this profile as of date. So this information that we're looking at is as of February 27th, 2013. This recording is taking place on July 3rd, 2013. So you can see there is a few month lag there. Moving down, you're going to get the fund's the mutual fund's official name, as well as a mailing address if you have questions regarding the fund, and an 800 number as well. The fund overview section begins just below that, and the first subcategory that they look at is actually category. What category does the mutual fund fall into? So it's telling you that this is currently a large cap blend mutual fund. The fund family is Vanguard. Total net assets are $128 billion. It's a larger fund. The year-to-date return, again, as of February 27th, is 6.58%. The yield is 1.93%. And then the Morningstar ranking. Morningstar, for those of you who are unaware, is a investment analysis firm that kind of takes a clean and objective look. They're completely independent at these funds and rates them on a 5-star category or 5-star rating. 1 star is considered in the bottom 10% of its category, while a 5-star fund is considered in the top 10%. So at 4 out of 5 stars, it's a very good fund. Important to note here that you should not base your investment decisions on the Morningstar rating. It's no indicator of future performance. And then the last section shows the fund inception date. So when did the fund open for business? In this case, it was August in 1976. The second section goes into the Morningstar style box. All right, so we talked about Morningstar. Again, they're an independent and objective mutual fund analysis firm. All right, and what they've done, they've created this 9-section style box. All right, so on the vertical axis you have market capitalization. So is it a large cap? Is it a mid cap? Is it a small cap? On the horizontal axis you have its investment valuation. So is it considered a value fund? Is it investing his money in companies that they think are cheap? Is it a blended fund? Does it have both value and growth stocks in it, or investments in it? And then growth. Are they looking for the underlying companies to experience significant growth? All right. This is important because it can help you compare apples to apples. So if you're comparing two funds, it's possible that they may be in different categories. So this way, if you're looking at it, you can compare the funds right off the bat to make sure that they're falling within the same category. Moving down the page, the section 3 is the management information. So this is going to tell you who the fund manager is and also his tenure. How long has he been the manager of this fund? Managers with more tenure usually have a better understanding of how to run the fund than newer managers. It doesn't always turn out that way, but my personal opinion is I prefer somebody with experience over the new guy. So just pay attention to that. Section 4, the investment information. All right, this section shouldn't come into play so much because you're investing through your 401k. This, is the minimum investment for a taxable brokerage account, minimum investment for an IRA, and there's other investment options here as well. Section 5 is the fund summary. That's over here on the right-hand side. This is a very important section. All right, so it's usually somewhere between 3 to 5 sentences. I'll read you the first end. It says, the investment seeks to track the performance of a benchmark index that measures the investment return of large capitalization stocks. So it tells you two things there. One, it's an index fund, and secondly, it's investing in large capitalization stocks. All right, that's a good amount of knowledge, good stuff to start out with, so always read the fund summary. Section 6 is fund operations. All right, so there's 4 categories here. It says last dividend was paid on March 20th, 2013 for 64 cents a share. They're currently not showing any information for the last capital gain that was paid. The annual holdings turnover as of June 3rd, 2013, so just about a month ago. All right, for those of you who are unaware, turnover is the buying and selling of the underlying investments. That's the term they use for how much they are buying and selling the underlying investments. So in this case, 4% is very, very low. All right, that's good to see. Because it's an index fund, that's why that turnover rate is so low. If this was an actively managed fund, you'll see a much, much higher turnover rate most likely. The last category shows an average for the category. So what are other large cap blend funds average for their turnover? And you can see it's 52%. So there's a huge, a huge gap there between, the Vanguard 500 index fund and the average for the category. Last section is fees and expenses. Very, very important as well. It shows you the fund's price tag. So how much is it going to cost you to own these funds? You can check out our website, understandingyour401k.com, for the definitions of these top 3 expenses: the annual report expense ratio, the prospectus net expense ratio, as well as the prospectus gross expense ratio. They do mean different things, and it's important that you understand that. So check out our website there. But to go over this first column talks about the name of the expense. Second column goes over the expenses for the fund that you are researching. In this case, it's the Vanguard 500 index. The last column goes over the category average. So what is the average for other mutual funds in the category? Moving down, the max 12B1 fee, basically the marketing and advertising fees associated with the fund. Maximum front-end load, sales load. So how much are they going to charge you initially when you purchase the fund, or what's the max that they can actually charge you? The category average here is 5.26%. The max deferred sales load is just, they're charging you on the back end when you sell your positions. Again, Vanguard nothing, 2.36 is the average. It's important to look at these bottom 3 because they're very telling. It says 3-year, 5-year, and 10-year expense projections. So what is this going to cost you per $10,000 invested? For the Vanguard fund, it's $55 over 3 years, $96 over 5 years, and $217 over 10 years. And the category averages over 3 years is $781. Over 5 years, it's $1,268. And 10-year expense projection for the category average is $2,368. So a lot of money being taken there in expenses and fees. This is always a better option, I feel. So if you have questions, please make sure that you check us out over at understandingyour401k.com. There we are. There's our website. Come over and download our free education resource. It's the top 43 keywords to help you better understand your 401k. If you're on Twitter, you can check us out at 401k educator. And then lastly, if you want to shoot me an email with any questions or topics you would like to cover, it's mark at understandingyour401k.com. So we hope you found this informative, and we look forward to doing more videos for you in the future. Have a great night.